Photography can be a powerful art form. One image can say so much about beauty or maybe about pain, but images can also comment on the society that we live in. And Vancouver's Dina Goldstein knows that her photographs might disturb some people, but they certainly get them talking. Dina, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you've been at this for a while. At what point did you know photography is my thing?
I discovered photography in my early 20s, and I started out as a photojournalist doing assignments for magazines and newspapers and traveling for assignments. After 2007 and the birth of my first daughter, Jordan, I shifted to staged photography and made space for critical thinking.
Well, you're making a lot of space for critical thinking in this next collection. So this is the 10 Commandments. Tell me about how you approach this.
Well, I wanted to make photos and still tell a story, but approach subjects that were meaningful to me. So my whole direction shifted towards a film production methodology where I have pre-production time, a shooting schedule, and then a post-production. I wanted to take fictional characters and place them in modernity and give them real human issues. What I'm most interested in is how humans can have a common imagination and live in a dual reality as opposed to an objective reality.
Okay, but you're creating scenes in essence here. I'm fascinated with your focus on American presidents.
Yes.
Can we just take a little bit of a closer look at some of these? Can we start with President Trump, just because?
Sure.
I'm sure you had a lot to work with there, but
Yes.
let's take apart this scene. There he is watching television.
Yes, I was inspired by the election of Donald Trump and the roller coaster ride that's been the last 3 years of breaking news, fake news, midnight Twitter tirades, and just a real insecurity, I think, that makes one a little unsettled.
Okay, but you've got the Kentucky Fried Chicken, you got him on his phone.
That's right.
So it must be late night, we're assuming 2 or 3 in the morning, I don't know, just by the lighting.
Absolutely. He is sitting in his private residence watching Sean Hannity tell him what he wants to hear, surrounded by his favorite foods.
Okay, well, so how do you approach something like that? You've got to get all the props, obviously.
That's right.
What about the actors? Where do you find the actors or the models?
The actors are all local, and the locations are all local, except for one, which was the 9/11 memorial. But I go about finding these people all sorts of ways. With this project, I seem to really count on Facebook for all sorts of strange requests. But casting, most of the casting I did online, and sometimes I approached friends and family members, and street casting, which I do quite often.
So who was Trump?
Trump is
You don't have to give me a
brilliantly
name.
played by the actress Sue Sparlin.
That's a woman.
Yes, of course, who's a theater actress. And once we had the wig put on her, we knew she was going to be Trump.
That's fantastic. Okay, what about Ronald and Nancy Reagan getting their selfie? What were you going for there?
That's right. So with this series, I want to, within the framework of the 10 Commandments, talk about issues that are relevant today. So, of course, I couldn't tackle all the issues I wanted to, but I looked at things like data collection, the selfie generation, a lack of respect for our elderly, of course, keeping up with the Joneses.
Sure. Well, and you paint President Obama in such a positive light, and how could you not? I mean, he is wearing the banner of the best president. I mean, he's a lovable guy.
Absolutely. I think he's really one of the most classiest and well-fitted person for the job. However, I am critical of him because of the subprime mortgage scheme, which led to a lot of people losing their homes.
And that's the Goldman Sachs?
Goldman Sachs, of course.
There are so many conversations that these photographs open up. Dina, what are you hoping people take away from it all?
Well, the central theme of all of my project is disillusion. And I thought this is a good time right now to talk about the idealistic American dream that's been everybody. And as a Canadian, we all know that when America sneezes, Canada catches cold. And we have this incredible perspective being right next door to them.
Well, thank you so much for opening up the conversation here. For people who are interested in seeing those images, they can go online. Your website?
DinaGoldstein.com, and dig deeper. There are essays and dissertations, and you can see how my work is used in education.
Thank you so much for sharing today.
Thank you, Gloria.